blue of the western sky comes
Runway DFW.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW, incoming. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be on this big blue marble. It's Walt, live with you from the friendly confines of Founders Plaza, the official plane spotting site here at DFW International Airport. And we are with you for another, what we hope will be 3 hours worth of aircraft aviation activity and a little bit of fun on the side. That plane was coming in from Amarillo, Texas, American Eagle Flight 3583. A little blurry yet, but skies will be lightening up soon. So, you got your plane pal, your aviation amigo, your septuagenarian streamer, all in one, right here on another edition of Runway DFW for this Friday, July 21st, 2023. Well, here we are. It is a few kind of fuzzy clouds in the sky up there.
Whiskey Kilo crossing 18 left.
Some of those clouds are in the eastern sky, so we may get a nice looking sunrise. We never know. Find out pretty soon. So just before we came on the air, we had this plane, this aircraft here, this 747 freighter of the UPS variety. That came in a few minutes ago, and you know what? If we've got a few seconds here, and we do, we've got a replay queued up. So hold on there, I'm trying to... No, it's not working. Okay, so there's the plane there that landed, and we're going to take a look at it now as it arrived just a few minutes ago, maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. Let's see if this works. Okay, so that was 5:30, so that's a half hour ago, a little more than a half hour ago. So the time on the screen there is the time when this landed. Came in from Louisville, the UPS Worldport. And again, this is pre-recorded, so it's not live. So while we watch this, let's say hello to everybody.
Local 128, Alpha, cross 18 right, cross 18 left, 0.65.
Our friend and moderator Bill Platt says, I'll take a replay of a Queen landing first thing in the morning. Can't ask for much better than that. James Tocchini says, good morning, Walt. I think you have got my name down now. LOL. Hopefully no meltdowns this morning. Well, we're starting out. I eschewed the higher bit rate and frame rate today for a 720p presentation. So looks like everything's on an even keel right now. Literal Game says good morning, Walt and all. Luke Molds from way down under. Good evening, Walt. Good evening, mods. Good evening, aviation family. Watching live from Masterton, New Zealand at 11 p.m. Friday night. So he's already got the weekend started. Channel member Ralph Rife says good morning, Walt. Sebastian Echeverria says good morning, everyone. Josh Aldrich, channel member, says good morning, Walt, from a stormy Oklahoma City, just to the north of us. Wisconsin Dave says love your intros. Thank you, Wisconsin Dave. And you can see there's a jump cut there. I kind of spliced this together. We're still watching a replay. Bill Caldham says good morning, Walt, from Arkansas. Wisconsin Dave says greetings from Wisconsin. Abraham says hello, Walt, good morning. Did I go over these already? Mary Extraordinaire says here I am with my caffeine. Ooh, for some caffeine right now. Our channel member Just Faxman says good morning, Walt. Hello to you. Another message from A Few Trains At says septuagenarian means someone who is 39. I think that's correct. I'm not all that hep on my vocabulary, but he also says good morning to Walt, the mods, and everyone viewing. Hope you're all doing well today. And I certainly concur with that wish for all of y'all. And once again, if you're just tuning in, we're watching a replay of this mighty 747 that landed about 30 minutes before we fired things up here. So, anticipating that there might be a little lull in the action when we got on the air. That's there. And you know we're going to have another 747-2C, an Asiana cargo. It's going to Seattle, flight 242. 747-400, which is now on the move, and we'll be seeing it pull out of the west cargo area shortly. So I was afraid we might have to settle for just one Queen of the Skies in action this morning, but looks like we'll have at least two. And there's another jump cut. I didn't really have time to edit this. I just kind of push the start and stop button on the recording. We're going to switch away from this just a second to watch American Airlines flight 2342 coming in from San Antonio. It'll be an Airbus A320.
Good morning.
Got another 20 or 30 seconds before we see that, so we'll just kind of luxuriate in the view of the Queen of the Skies, or one of them that we'll see this morning. Sometimes, you know, depending on when we get here, sometimes we just don't see any, which is unfortunate. But once again, if you look at your clock, it's not, and you're watching live, this is not, you're not in some time-space continuum. Okay, now we're switching to live. There's the plane live, and here comes the flight from San Antonio on Runway DFW. Let's see if this stays in focus. Sometimes at this time of day, it's kind of hit or miss. With our primary daytime camera, which is what this is. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy as we move into that. That will change very shortly with the sunrise and more light available to the camera. But this camera, our new daytime camera, and this camera, one of our two new nighttime cameras, we have to thank for this, our channel sponsor. So our hats are off to our channel sponsor for giving us these great views.
Back at 2342, you fucking here at one time? Yeah, about 135. Hi, American 2342, Golf 8 and cross 20 left.
So as you can see, the cargo is deboarding that plane.
Left and give way to the traffic on the other side, American 2342.
John Michael says, good morning, Walt. I don't think you got the Flyboys convinced to stop by yesterday, LOL. Yeah, I checked in with Kevin and Rudy, who were doing the second of their 2 shows from Chicago O'Hare Airport. I sent a little message imploring them to come back to Dallas-Fort Worth. Don't think we got a firm response on that, but we'll be, I think Kevin will be back. And we have him to thank for our power supply. So, because Kevin sent me some Jackery batteries for his 2 previous broadcasts from here at Founders Plaza, and he said, well, Walt, just hold on to those for my next visit. So I've got them. They'll be charged up. Hey, A Few Trains At has gifted 5 TriJet memberships to our viewers. So if you are not a viewer yet, or if you're a longtime viewer like Bill Platt, you can take advantage of that. Thank you so much, A Few Trains At. Luke Molds, another longtime viewer, gets in on the action. It's nice to see that people who have been with us for a while can take advantage of the generosity of another viewer. Wisconsin Dave, also a new viewer. A new member, sorry, not a new viewer. We've got Matthew Peck, we've got Raina Taylor back in the fold, and A Few Trains Hat says, very welcome to all of y'all. So, an existing member, Mick Larkin says, good morning, Walt, mods, and everyone. It is a good morning. Wes Westbrook says, hi, Walt, mods. Trophy? Huh? I don't know what that means. Just Q Entertainment says, good morning. And of course, everybody who is in the chat room is or everybody who can comment in the chat room is a subscriber to the channel. Because that's one of the requirements, just to keep out any riffraff. You've got to be a subscriber for at least 10 minutes to be able to participate in the chat room. So, an advantage of subscriptions, and subscriptions here on YouTube are free. So, what are we waiting for now? Well, we don't have anything on the horizon immediately. So I tell you what, we can go back to the, so looking at that UPS arrival. Again, this was from about 45 minutes ago. Well, about a half hour ago. Just soak up some of that 4-engine jet sound as you sip your coffee this morning, or as the case may be, have an evening drink like Luke Molds down in New Zealand. Wisconsin Dave said, I knew it was going to be a good day. Carolyn Crowder says, good morning, Walt. Really love your show. Thank you.
Level 83 heavy at Zulu cross, on the 18 right, 18 left, and then 5, Golf 8 to the ramp.
So we have shown replays before here, but they've been from the camera. And this time I recorded it. I was here in time to set up the computer, so I recorded this in the computer, so it has the correct timestamp on it. And again, we do have an Asiana cargo 747, which is just chomping at the bit to come out and see us. It has lit up on the radar. We haven't seen it yet. Can I do a split screen on this? Let's see. There's the live picture in the upper left-hand corner, and the picture of the plane arriving at 5:42. So it's 5:42 on this picture. It's 6:15 in real time, and as you can see, they're already getting that cargo out of there. And I think we're about to lose our recording there, so we'll go back to live.
All right, we're quick takeoff 18 left, 984.
Larry Osborne says, and I think I know what you mean, Larry. Good morning from central Iowa. Am I right? I think so. Hey, we've got a Delta plane taking off here. Let's see if we can bring you that. It's Delta Flight 984 going to Los Angeles.
Zulu cross 18 right, hold short of 18 left, local 316.
Well, this lens, or this camera, is still just a little too dark to make do with that. We'll try the other camera. As we look over to the east tower of DFW Airport, and we see in the foreground there, it's the Tide Pod livery of Sun Country Airlines going to Cancun, flight 515, a 737-800. See if we can show you the difference between a camera that is optimized for nighttime viewing. I can't remember who it was in our last stream that offered up the nickname of Tide Pod livery for this plane, but it seems very appropriate.
American 940 heavy visual on anything. American 940 heavy, DFW 518 right, for the wind, 100 up, 7.
You may hear some jet engine noise in the background, and you might say, Walt? That sounds like more than 2 engines. And you would be right, because it's that Asiana Airlines 747-400 that we spoke of earlier. Now, slowly making its way to runway 18 left.
Our departure, thank you, 515.
To begin its journey to Seattle, I believe it was.
Yankee cross runway 18 right, body show 18 left, seven to put. Pick up Yankee, that is dispatcher, channel to put.
Mapping if you want, Yankee, and Yankee, yes, Yankee, no.
Okay, Yankee, confirm Yankee holding shot 18 left.
Not wasting any time to get over to its takeoff position.
Turn left, echo, channel to put. Over departure 797, Quebec.
Yes, sir, we are with Union across 20 left and 2442.
So it's turning this way, so it must have a pretty good load.
Echo, Whiskey Foxtrot, running 18 left and channel to put.
So sometimes the big jets will kind of go straight across and then make a right and take off, but this one's going to have a little extra runway available to it.
Channel to put, holding shot runway 18 left and Whiskey Foxtrot. Advance to put.
I do believe we have a Dreamliner arrival there. I'm away from my main camera, but so I don't have my flight radar 24 to guide me as to what we saw there. If I had to guess, I'm going to say that's the morning flight from Maui. Or it could be Sao Paulo. Let's see. No, it's from Santiago de Chile, 787-800. That was flight 940. This Asiana flight is flight 242. It's going to Seattle again. It's a 747-400. It is a, hold the phone. That is a 20th century 747.
RNAV layering clear for takeoff, 18 left short, American 294.
Bill Platt says, welcome all new members. How do I welcome myself, though? I think you just did. Wendy, KLM fan, says, awesome view. Dogwood67 says, morning Walt, mods and fellow spotters. Happy Friday to you, Dogwood. Channel member Dogwood67.
I left the depot, clear for takeoff, 19 left, Asiana 242.
Ben Hur, new subscriber. Sorry, we don't have any. We're just do Chariots of the Skies here. No, as a Ben Hur joke.
Departure, rank 2948.
I guess these are kind of chariots of fire. All right, here we go. See if we can hear this.
Roger, contact departure, Asiana 242, good morning.
So there we go, a couple of queens for you. And we'll swing over real quick as we welcome Sheldon Henry to our club of subscribers. And there is an Alaska Airlines 737, I want to say 9. Let me see. That was a 737 MAX. MAX 9. Okay. I don't see too many of those yet here, but that's what that was. It's coming in from Portland, Oregon.
Echo Alpha, hold short, 1 at left, Alaska, 466.
Jamie D says that's really a nice park to watch airplanes depart and arrive, and yes, it is. We, you know, sometimes we have a complaint or two about Founders Plaza. The biggest one being there's no restrooms here, but there's plenty of parking. It's free. It's open 24 hours a day, and it's just a nice place to hang out and watch planes like this one, which is a Dreamliner coming in from Sao Paulo. American Flight 962. So an arrival from the southern hemisphere ends a 9.5-hour flight. So I guess that's kind of a red-eye flight, would you say? It used to be the terminology they used back in the day. I used to take them as a college kid because they were always cheaper to fly in the middle of the night. Our next arrival is going to be an Airbus A321neo. It is going to be coming to us from the city of Anchorage, Alaska. It is American Airlines Flight 399. I went to the dentist, what was it, yesterday or the day before? Maybe the day before, I can't remember. The hygienist who was cleaning my teeth. And, you know, the hygienist always has to have some patter because you can't talk, so they talk. So she was telling me she's going on a trip to Alaska, a cruise to Alaska. She was very excited about it. She was keen to get a gander at the wildlife. And I think she said her flight was leaving from the port of Seattle, and her boat was leaving from the port of Seattle. I guess you don't call that a boat, do you? I guess you call it a ship. Never been on a cruise. That was a 6-hour and 11-minute flight just completed. We have a flight coming in from Little Rock, Arkansas next. And it's a plane, we don't see any passenger variants of this one here at DFW. It's an Airbus A300. It's UPS flight 79749 coming in from Little Rock, Arkansas. A plane that will have dated back to the year 2001. And we'll be seeing it very shortly over the view you have there of DFW Founders Plaza. As the sun is getting ready to rise up into the sky in the east here. And here it comes.
Runway left, took take off, fly runway heading, maintain 2000 miles, 666. Here we go.
Here we go. It was interesting watching Kevin and Rudy's coverage from Chicago O'Hare the last couple of days. And more than one person commented that the sight lines appeared to be very close to what, from their location there, the sight lines appeared to be very close to what we have here in terms of the angles and the proximity to the runways. And of course, O'Hare Airport has, I believe they have, what, 9 runways? We have 7 here. They've got either 8 or 9 there. And they essentially could see, I guess, 3 runways, because they had a left, right, and center runway from their vantage point. But they could also see one of the diagonal runways, or crosswind runways. And that was, remember yesterday seeing the American Airlines Astrojet Heritage livery take off from that position. So it was a good viewing spot, but it's not open to the public, the one they were at. It was, you have to be a member of a plane spotting organization. But it seems like a good arrangement that these plane spotters have with the airport. Wisconsin Dave says, thanks Walt for bringing together this international group of plane watchers. Peace, everyone. That is a nice thing about this. It was kind of I didn't know what to expect when I started this channel. I do know that when we go on the air at kind of odd times for the continental United States, that we do tend to get a few more international viewers, because it's already the afternoon in Europe, late at night in parts of Asia. So wherever you are watching, we welcome you. We're glad we can provide you with this little diversion to your daily life. Andre White is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Andre. And yeah, not everybody has the privilege of being able to get themselves to a big airport and see lots of planes. So but I can encourage you, if you do have any airport near you, even if it's a general aviation airport, it's kind of worthwhile just to go out and sit and watch planes for a while. We have another heavy about to make the scene here at DFW Airport. This one's going to be American Airlines Flight 116 arriving from Maui in Hawaii, 787-900 or 787-9 Dreamliner. So we'll switch to camera 1 to bring you this arrival. Six hours and 36 minutes is how long these passengers and the crew have been flying up there. We welcome Heinz Meyer to the Runway DFW subscriber family. You can hear the A300 settling in there as its engines are shut down, and as this plane from Hawaii lands, hit 2120. Thanks for subscribing to Runway DFW. Glad to have you with us on this. What for us here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is a Friday morning. A few trains out commenting about the Kevin and Rudy extravaganza from Chicago O'Hare. He said, I thought that discussion about the organization at Chicago O'Hare was really interesting. It's important to have eyes and ears, and being able to assist the authorities is admirable. And that seems pretty logical. I mean, hey, R. Bauer 25, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that I am, if not an asset to DFW Airport, at least not any kind of a detriment. And, there are no formal, I don't have to have any credentials to be here, but if I did have to have credentials to be here and do this presentation for you, I would have no objection to that. Got a plane arriving from Los Angeles right now. (737-800). It's American flight. I can't read it while I'm panning here. I'm going to say flight 2781. Here we are, our little perch. What we got here?
Taco.
A taco. Well, thank you.
No problem. I appreciate what you do. My girlfriend's flying.
Flying to Orlando or? Oh. Cool. Well, thank you. Oh, no problems. I got a taco. There's our sunrise this morning, as we cue the sun. R. Bauer 25 has become the newest member of Runway DFW. Thank you, R. Bauer 25. Looks good. Good stuff. What are we waiting on here? Like 1595 from Austin. American Airlines 737-800. I got my taco. Thank you. And we'll catch this plane coming in. It's still hot too.
We're ready, left 50.
The flight from Austin. Our friend and channel member Raina Taylor says, "Hey there, Walt, you forgot to put my membership message on your stream this morning. It's about my parents' flight to London tomorrow night. They're flying out on the British Airways A380. That sounds exciting." And I did get your message. Sorry I didn't get a chance to respond to it, Raina. I haven't finalized my plans for tomorrow. I was thinking about a later in the day stream, and so stand by for that. I just don't know yet. So Alaska Airlines is a MAX 8 or 9. Can't be the one we saw earlier turned around already. Or can it? There's a 737 MAX 9. It's off to Seattle, flight 365. Wow, we got a parade here of Martin Air flights. You saw one there. I don't believe either of these have shown up on the radar. Little cargo planes that typically go to destinations within Texas. I don't know if it's officially a feeder airline for UPS, but they do go in and out of the back of the UPS terminal, so I'm assuming there's some kind of relationship there. This is a Cessna Super Cargo Master going to Tyler, Texas.
$1988.
A 35-year-old aircraft from the 20th century. Oh wait, that's not the... I don't think that's the right plane. No, not by the tail number. So I don't know what to tell you about that one. I have a feeling it's probably within that kind of age range.
20 left and 85, number 35, so.
Meanwhile, this Sun Country plane, Flight 513, a 737-800, is going to Cancun, just like the one we saw earlier was, in the Tide Pod livery. Well, channel member Trish B says, "Good morning, Walt. I want a taco. Would that I could provide a fresh hot taco to all of you, our friendly viewers." So, off to Cancun. Adios. Raina says her folks are flying to London, and then they'll hop on another plane to Edinburgh in Scotland, and they could be on Jerry's channel, Big Jet TV, on Sunday morning. That would be pretty cool. Bill Foden is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Bill. And now, I have to get the one thing that I don't have with me here, which is napkins. Because it's, you know how tacos are. They're a little drippy, kind of. So I'm going to punch up this nice view, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. If you've been following along with the saga of my car, my regular transportation is still in the shop. I'm still driving a rental car. I think it's now, is this the second week? I think so. Plane just plain looks old, doesn't it? I'm sure it's well maintained. I'm not casting any aspersions.
Clear to land, runway 18 right, American 1489, long roll out for the east side.
Best I can do right now is I can do it.
Okay.
I think I missed a new member, Shadowness. So thank you, Shadowness, for casting your lot. Oh, there it is. Casting your lot with us here at Runway DFW.
Whiskey Foxtrot, Class 18 right, Hotel 18 left.
That's American Flight 2272, 737-800 that just arrived from Oklahoma City. There's a little MD-11 action over there at the UPS headquarters. We had two of the tri-jets come in this morning before we went on the air, and before I was able to get enough equipment set up to record some pictures of them. This is listed as Airpac Airlines, as Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master. The Flight Deck Live has also joined as a member.
$19.96.
So that's the official jingle of that plane. American Airlines Flight 1489 from Seattle. I guess, more accurately we say Seattle-Tacoma. SeaTac. On an Airbus A321. Transfer our view back to the Super Cargo Master. And it's not just a cargo plane. It's not just a master of cargo. It's a super cargo master.
1489, Whiskey Lima, only 18 left for the Alpha route, 65, 1.2.
Say again, I'm sorry. Whiskey Lima cross 18 left, Alpha route 65 on the top, American 1489. Thanks. Whiskey Lima cross 18 left. Saturday morning, American 261.
WDW Fanning, Texas says, good early for me. Morning, Walt. Just catching up and seeing your live stream. Thanks for all you do and for bearing the heat of DFW. Well, I should say that, let's see. Here's our little weather jingle. Well, as you can see, it's 81 degrees right here, right now. The official temperature is 82 at DFW Airport. The winds are out of the south-southwest at 9 miles an hour. I think the jingle's going to finish before I can finish the forecast. The jingle did finish before I finished the forecast. So anyway, as far as the rest of the day goes, it's gonna be a relatively mild day here for North Texas and in late July. They're calling it a cold front. It is going to reach the 100-degree mark later this afternoon. But yeah, for right now, it's very pleasant, 81 degrees. And with that breeze, it's almost like air conditioning. So no complaints from here, but yeah, later today we'll be back up in the hundreds, and I know that's a very it's becoming an ever more common temperature across not only the continental United States, but also parts of Europe. And of course, when I'm giving you the temperatures, it's in Fahrenheit, so for our overseas viewers, I apologize for that. But it's been really hot here. And the plane we just saw arrive was American Flight 261 from Austin, Texas. Supercargo master over there still waiting its turn.
Whiskey Lima cross 18 left, we're next 251, left to do the Alpha route after drop, contact contact 65, top the bridge. Alpha route after cross, ground 261.
Channel member Jeffrey Boo says any reduction in the quote-unquote high temperature at this time of year is appreciated.
Point right for the land, go 3064.
And our moderator Bill Platt says, for those unaware, for the cargo master, the cargo is in that bottom section that looks like an attachment. Above that is passenger only. Although I think in this instance, in this example, I believe this is an all-cargo plane. I don't believe there's any passengers, at least not any regular passengers on it. Chris Jones says, is that Martin Air? They have 1 to 2 flights to Abilene a day. This particular plane fell off the radar. It was listed as something other than Martin Air. I can't remember what it was. Keep expecting the landing gear to retract, but I guess it doesn't on these little guys.
Delta 3189 at Whiskey Lima, crossing 818 left to the Alpha route 65 South Bridge.
Wendy, KLM fan, says, I wish it was just a little bit warmer. Now, Wendy, as I recall, is in the Netherlands, and I can't tell if there's any hint of sarcasm in that statement. Comes a fire truck. I believe it's on
662, going over departure. Have a nice weekend.
seems to be on routine patrol there. Sometimes it'll stop and open up its nozzles. I guess maybe to clear it out or something. I don't know. And to answer that earlier question, the plane we saw, that Super Cargo Master, showed up on radar, says North Texan, as Airpac Airlines, but then has a Martin Air call sign. Weird. Well, who knows? Maybe they changed their. Uh-oh. I just saw a little dropout in our signal. I think we're back.
Delta 5264, Delta crossing rate 18 left to the altitude, 6 stops off clear.
Wendy says it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit here in the north of Holland, and it's starting to rumble, so we might get some rain and thunder. Well, it sounds like it would be some nice relief. We haven't had rain in a little while here.
Good morning, DFW Tower, Tower 4926, light green visual 18 right.
Don't see anything getting ready to take off. I see American Eagle flight 3884 coming in from Laredo, Texas. Next, and that's it's going to be an Embraer 175. Well, it's after 7 already. I've kind of lost all track of time here. Here comes that flight from Laredo. North Texan says Korean Air Cargo 747 approaching the DFW area from the southeast. Hopefully she crosses over to land on the west side. Now that would be a treat for us to have a third 747 of the day. I see it on the radar. It shows to be here in about 20 minutes. It says 18 minutes. Is 747-8 coming in from Atlanta, a 9-year-old aircraft. So yeah, if it doesn't come in on this side, we should at least be able to see it coming down for a landing over on the east side of the airport. So cargo, cargo, cargo. Channel member and moderator Ms. Wolf 13 says, hello Walt. And a tip of the cap to you and all of our mods. Come on down from Stillwater, Oklahoma. There's this American Eagle CRJ 701ER. Flight 4926.
Good morning, American 2435, 10 knots.
For those of you who are keeping score. Or perhaps you had that on your bingo card. So yeah, so that's one of the UPS MD-11s that we've got on hand right now. There's another one there on the left, along with the 747 that we showed you coming in at 5:30. Both of those MDs came in before 5:30. I got here, when did I get here? I got 4:45, I think. A lot of stuff to set up.
Anybody else on this?
Well, American Eagle Flight 3647 from Abilene, Texas is next on the docket. Let's swing around and bring you a FedEx 767. You see two planes in that shot there. I believe one we're looking at is over here. It's flight 1401 from Memphis. It's far away. It's landing on the east side of the airport.
Golf 8, cross 18 left, take the ground, envoy 3647.
Landing all the way over there on runway 17 left on the east side of DFW, which is just a stone's throw away from the FedEx cargo facility here at DFW. And I know it's kind of hard, well, you kind of tell now that it's FedEx. We've got a very backlit situation here in the mornings. A few trains at says, I wonder if Runway DFW should ask one of the coffee chains to open a branch on the other side of North Airfield Drive so people at Founders Plaza can go grab a coffee and use a restroom. There's actually, you know, if you've got a car, and you have to pretty much have a car to come to Founders Plaza, there is a Starbucks maybe 5 minutes away from here. So it's not very far at all to get there if you've got if nature calls. There's the statue of children frolicking as if to be flying. I can never remember the name of that sculpture. It features prominently in our copyright slide at the end of the show, with my grandson reenacting that kid on the left. North Texan says that 747 is coming to the west side. It's not going to be here imminently, I don't think. We didn't get to see the morning flight from Honolulu come in, because it came in on runway 13 right, which is out of our sight. Kevin Kelly says, good morning, Walt. How are you? I am good. Here comes American Flight 3314 from Houston. American Eagle Flight 3314 from Houston. I think both American and American Eagle fly in there. From Houston Hobby, I should say. It's still called Hobby. I think the Intercontinental Airport is George Bush Airport. So let's see if we can see this Dreamliner that came in from... No, it's not a Dreamliner, it's a 777. So it came in, there it is. It came in on 13 right, and so now it's got a truck on over to the terminal area. So again, we couldn't see this land. Normally it lands over here on 18 right, so we can see it, but kind of snuck in on us today. So aloha to all of y'all. And I do see the Korean Air 747 now in the skies to the west of us. So yeah, it is swinging around to greet us on this side of the airport. That'll be nice. Our second 747 arrival of the morning, and our first one that we've been able to bring you, that we will be able to bring you live. Veronica Peters says, good morning, Walt, and our friend of the channel, member of the quad jet category, and moderator also, Michelle RS, says, howdy everyone. Hello, Michelle RS. Bill Platt says, I always wondered who that kid was in the closing credits. No, I know, it's literally part of the DFW family. Yes. It's my grandson. I think this may be a record. Well, first of all, it's another Tide Pod Sun Country. And this one as well is going to Cancun. Sun Country ought to scoop up some of the idle 747s and just have one flight. Go to Cancun every day. from here. But yeah, this is the third Sun Country flight of the morning to Cancun. Now, it is a Friday, so I guess that may have something to do with people getting away for the weekend. Some demand for that, perhaps? It's American Flight 1122 and Airbus A319 to Bogota. And that's a long flight for such a long way, or for such a kind of narrow body aircraft, I guess you would say. My alert has now been triggered that British Airways Flight 193 is on the way. That's the daily the daily A380 flight from British Airways, which we won't see on this broadcast. And you saw there a super chat. I believe it's our first one of the morning. Kylo Ren Radio says coffee plus I can't see that one. My screen's not very big, Kylo Ren Radio, but thank you for that super chat. There are some people who can communicate in emoji. I'm not that good at it. Kind of a word person, but thank you for that. Well, we got to pile up here, not, you know, in terms of things crashing into one another, fortunately, just a pile of planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planes are lined up to take off on 18 left. Certainly far from the most I've ever seen there, but it's kind of early for usually we see this right around 9 o'clock Central Time. When it starts to get a little clogged up over there on 18 left. Meatball Jenkins says, just watched the Emirates flight go over my house. Not real sure what the flight number was. Well, I don't know where you're writing to us from. We do have an Emirates and a Qatar morning flight coming in. Sometimes they get here a little early enough for us to broadcast their arrivals, but I checked before we started today, and it looks like both of them are running a little bit late. And as our regular viewers know, I do have to get to my real job just after leaving here. So regrettably, we won't be able to bring you those arrivals on this Friday. Jeffrey Boo says, I fly a lot Fridays and Mondays are usually pretty busy at airports. Kelly Weingart says, good morning, Walt. Good morning to you, Kelly.
1890 RNAV to be Boston, 18 left short, switch for that.
I do believe our Korean Air 747 is about to get here. Let's take a look.
Left, short line, wait, I went there, yeah.
So once again, that's Korean Air cargo flight 255. We don't get any Korean Air passenger planes here, or Korean Air 747 passenger planes here. Michelle RS, thank you for a $25 tip. That is really very generous. Michelle RS, one of our longest term viewers, here from pretty much the beginning, and she's been very very kind to us over the last year or so. And of course you'll see her as a moderator on Airline Videos Live. So much appreciation to you, Michelle. With a howdy pretty blue plane as it goes out of our view. It's turning kind of this way. I don't know how much more of it we're going to see though. Phil Foden said, beautiful. Austin Swafford said, awesome. Jeffrey Boo said, wow, the rudder action. Yeah, I did notice that. And Nigel Coxon with a word that I haven't heard in a while. Fab. Kind of a word from my youth. Well, I don't know. Are we going to see any more of that plane? It's going into the cargo section over there. I don't think we're going to see any more of it. Lottie1 says, good morning, afternoon from the UK. First time watching you. Well, thank you, Lottie1. You must have subscribed since you were able to send a message, so thanks so much. Hope you like what you see. We're here usually at least twice a week. We did have a kind of a lull there when there were a lot of things going on in Walt World for a couple of days. So we went for a whole week between shows, but that's not the norm here. But it is dependent somewhat on weather and other things. Work. And there's Austin again. Good morning, Walt. How are you today? So far, so good. We've managed to get through an hour and a half without our signal deteriorating, at least not to the point where we had to start a new stream, so that's good. Is that a chipmunk on the tail there? I don't think I've seen that one before. It's Hazel the chipmunk on that Frontier A320. It's like 503. It's going to Denver. Look at that cute little chipmunk. It's funny, we don't have chipmunks here in Texas. We have a new subscriber, and I do not read Korean characters, although I should because my son lives and works in Korea, but thank you. Yeah, we don't have chipmunks here in Texas. We got squirrels, but not chipmunks. Chipmunks seem just a little cuter than squirrels. Squirrels are cute. Well, my wife, who grew up in Cleveland, would take pictures of squirrels. As a child. And I worked at 2 TV stations. Speaking of chipmunks, where one of the news anchor was named Chip and the sports anchor was named Dale. Chip and Dale. I believe we have a super chat from Deborah Klein, a channel member already. And she says, great photography on that Korean Air Cargo 747. Thank you. Our newest subscriber is Evolution Guy. So Evolution Guy, thank you. And I may have misspoken. Mrs. Runway DFW took pictures of chipmunks, not squirrels, growing up in Cleveland. I guess there's probably some parts of the U.S. where chipmunks and squirrels coexist, I guess, maybe. But not here in Texas. At least not in this part of Texas. Maybe chipmunks aren't as heat tolerant. Well, let's identify ourselves here. You are watching Runway DFW live and in color from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. It's 7:35 Central Time, and we'll be here for about another 90 minutes. The internet overlords be willing, and so stick around with us. Lots of stuff to see on a Friday morning, including a 767, another cargo plane. So hang out for that with us on Runway DFW. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this. It's a 767-300ER belonging to ABX Air. It's going to Cincinnati. And quite often this route is operated by a DHL ketchup and mustard plane. But on this occasion it is ABX Air. Gotta go back in the time machine for this one.
1989.
And the photo that was associated with this indicated that it was a plain Jane. And that is indeed what we are seeing here. It's too many plain Janes here. A white plane without any markings except for a tiny little N number there under the tail and a teeny tiny U.S. flag there on the fin. But other than that, pretty plain. So because this is destination Cincinnati, unless it makes a hard right turn right about now, it looks to be going over the bridge to the east side for dispatch. Well, there's bus number 9999. I wonder what significance that has. Right next to bus number 9998. Do they really have almost 10,000 buses here? I don't think so. There's a Skylink train. Takes passengers betwixt terminals here. Phil Foden says, never seen a no livery plane before. Well, yeah, they do. They do exist. There's a number of 747s with a white or almost totally blank livery. And it's my understanding that sometimes it's because it's a plane that's for lease, and so they don't want to have any overt markings on it, because different airlines will use it for different purposes. So, but I don't know exactly what to say about this plane. Except that it's sitting there. And you know, we've got another ABX plane. This one is marked. That's another 767 that came in from Cleveland on the east side just a few minutes ago. And that too is from the year
1989.
So we've got two 1989 vintage 767s, both ABX Air. This one a little more anonymous than the other one. And it does indeed appear to be on its way over to the east side of DFW Airport.
Tower American, car first one. Yeah, we just need a second there. We just gotta rerun the number. Should just be about.
So this one's going over the bridge. That plane we saw a moment ago is going to Cincinnati. This one, or it was coming from Cincinnati, and this one's going to Cincinnati. We say hello to our moderator, Gerard. Big hello, and very nice to see you all here today at Runway DFW with the amazing Walt Swerko. Well, thank you for those kind words, Gerard. Appreciate that. Joe Cisco says, howdy folks, I'm just down the road in Bedford, a suburb of this area. Samar Gakua is our newest subscriber, thank you. And we're having some fun here this morning on Runway DFW. Michelle RS, I love Cincinnati. Wait for me. LOL. Yeah, get you some of that. What is it they have there? Their speciality, the chili with spaghetti. Is that it? I don't think I've ever had it, but I'm familiar with it. There goes American Flight 524. It's going to Los Angeles, an Airbus A321, and then Another Frontier plane behind it. And on the tail, Cody and Dakota, who are coyotes. Stitch says good morning.
American 472, contact approach. 432, going approach.
Bill Platt thanking Deborah Klein for that $10 super chat a little while ago. Raina Taylor said, I missed my riding lesson this morning, so now I'm enjoying watching Runway DFW and chatting with the lovely viewers on this incredible channel. Thank you, Raina. Oh, sorry you missed your lesson. Hope we're not to blame. All right, Michelle. Skyline chili. Yepper, my brother makes it all the time. Oh, really? Brother Johnny Dodge, a member of the channel.
American 524 will be ready in sequence, thanks.
Josegi says hello from Nairobi in Kenya. Pleasure to have you with us. We always strive to get somebody, at least somebody from every continent on one of our broadcasts. I think we've got Europe and now Africa, and we've got, do we have someone from South America earlier? Can't remember. Tom Parks, newest subscriber. Thank you, Tom. Looks like this Spirit plane is edging out the Frontier aircraft for the next takeoff. Spirit's going to Las Vegas on an Airbus A320neo, flight 268. There's also an American Airlines plane back there going to Los Angeles. It's out of the shot.
West side, American 2563. Bravo, hold short, 18 right, American 2563.
I can only imagine that as the day proceeds here at DFW Airport, getting a lot of ground haze on a day like this.
American 524 on that land, runway 18 left, short, clear for 2 Flight load, 18 left, short, clear for takeoff on that land, American 524. Official 5206, DFW Tower, possibly signal, runway 18 left, short, and last lane. 18 left, short, and line up, runway 50, American 2553, Bravo, cross runway 18 right, hold short, runway 18 left. Cross, runway 18 right.
Oh, we have a special livery there. That was the U.S. Air livery, if I'm not mistaken. U.S. Airways Heritage livery. From the stylized flag on the tail. And those of you who are familiar with American Airlines Heritage liveries, you'll know they have a number of those. And primarily saluting airlines that have been a part of the American Airlines, or kind of the family tree of American Airlines over the years. PSA, although I thought I heard somewhere that PSA has been repainted and that another plane will take on the PSA livery, but I'm not sure about that. There's PSA, Reno Air, TWA, always a favorite. Where else? Allegheny. Just a bunch of them. Always fun to see. That's the 747 that we saw on through the miracle of video recording, landing here at 5:30 a.m. And it is in the process. I don't know if they're still unloading that or if they're or waiting for cargo to ingest. It looks like they're idle right now. See if we can really whip around here and catch a Citation Latitude taking off. I got up in the air real quick. Wesley Fawcett says Air Cal, going down the rundown of the heritage liveries on American Airlines. Julia Flights joins us now from Brisbane in Australia. Thank you, Julia. Always good to have Southern Hemisphere viewers. We had Luke Molds earlier from New Zealand, so it looks like we've got a UPS 757 lit up on the radar here. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this will be the tail. It's kind of behind a fence right now. It looks like they're pushing it back. Channel member Jet Fuel says, hello Walt and crew. Hello Jet Fuel. Nice to see you here again today. Well, the sun is rising in the sky. Still only 82, I say only 82 degrees, but for this time of year, that's not too bad, but it's going to go way up there once again later, which is why we've been kind of zeroing in on these morning broadcasts. Because it's at least here, it's the coolest time of the day, and the equipment is kind of heat sensitive. I'm just checking on my computer now. The CPU is at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I just cranked up the fans to cool it off a little bit more. So that's not a very interesting shot, is it? I dare say not. No active planes to see there. We do have another Frontier plane lined up. Frontier's has increased its destinations from Dallas-Fort Worth, increased its flights. I believe it is now the number three, a distant number three, but number three as far as flights in and out of here go, passenger flights. As we see a United plane coming over the bridge. This one has, this is the one we saw before. It's just kind of waiting there. Go to Denver, the Frontier flight with Cody and Dakota, the Coyotes, adorning the tail of that plane. And there's that United plane. It's destined for Denver on an Airbus A319. It's like flight number 1586. I don't see any planes anywhere near landing on this side of the airport. So we're gonna have to rely on planes taking off for our activity for the time. If you're new to Runway DFW, I want to thank you for checking us out. Hope you'll add us to your list of airports that you virtually plane spot from. Wendy KLM fan says, I'm glad we get to see Frontier flights here. I am too. Kind of breaks up the American Eagle monotony a little bit. Mark Pell says, funny how we never get to hear that 5 billion computers running at 160 degrees is never mentioned with regard to global warming. Are you accusing me of contributing to global warming, Mark Pell? I do have a fan under my computer, so it's cooling it off. I try to be pretty green. All the batteries that we use here are recharged using wind power, because that's what my electric provider delivers to my house. It may not actually be wind power, but it's in the form of credits. I pay for wind power, let's put it that way. And then I normally drive an electric car, which is powered by that wind power. There goes that United plane.
Okay, copy that. Cross 18 left, Whiskey Golf. We'll go in there, Frontier Flight 9221.
There goes that United A319. Off to the Smile High city of Denver. A 16-year-old aircraft scheduled to leave at 7:45, so it's running about 15 minutes late if you're in Denver waiting for that one. Although, as always, it could make up some time. We've got another United plane. You may have seen it just now. It's another Airbus A319. It's flight 336. It's going to San Francisco. From the year 2000 is when that was delivered initially. Well, that Frontier flight is kind of circled around now. I've just received a message from my boss. I need to approve my time card. So in one of those rare shots now, we'll have three non-American Airlines jets here, Frontier, United, and Delta. And yes, boss, I'll approve my time card in just a second. I have to get paid, you know.
Takeoff, 18 left short, RNAV Laren, United 336.
91 DFW Tower, runway 18 left short, line please.
Line up away 18 left short, Delta 1291.
2269, not that part.
Departure today.
So bear with me while I do this. I knew it was going to want to send me a text. For verification. So you don't see Kevin doing this because he left his job at a TV station.
My left short and RNAV B Park, clear takeoff, Delta 1291.
All right, looking at my time card.
To departure, United 336, good day.
So this is now me doing my time card. It's coming up very slowly though. Probably better that you should look at planes. John member O'Malley says, I would like a donut. Donut sounds good. Let's see. Where does it say approve? Approved time card. Approved. All right, time card approved.
Still 1291 switching, see.
And Karen Monson is delivering some fresh donuts to O'Malley. So look at us bringing the world together with donuts. Well, we just got this Frontier flight. We've been looking at this for a while. They apparently have some issues with either technical issues or oftentimes when a plane demurs the option to take off, it's because they haven't received all their stats and readings and weights and all that stuff from their own airline's dispatcher. Just speculating though. No flights inbound on this side of the airport. I expect another rush in the 9 o'clock hour, or as we approach 9 o'clock. It's just after 8 o'clock here, actually. Let's go check out this Queen of the Skies that we've got sitting across from us. And I mean, it looks like they're ready to accept cargo there, but I don't see any going into it yet. I did see an interesting note, I think it was yesterday, that UPS pilots say they will not cross picket lines in solidarity with Teamsters if they go on strike, because UPS truck drivers have been negotiating with management, and there is the very real possibility that they will walk out, and the pilots say they will, the pilots union says they will stand in solidarity with the drivers, who are in a different union, of course. So that could make things very interesting as far as, well, it would certainly cut down on the activity over here, wouldn't it? Is that a fire truck back there? No, that's a UPS vehicle of some sort, maybe a tug. I'm looking under the wing to the right of that engine there. Almost look like a fire truck on my teeny tiny screen here. Well, welcome to the world's second busiest airport. Oh, look, there's a plane. Harry Moore wants to know, what is the time in DFW Airport? Well, if you look up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, where it says Runway DFW, right under that is a clock. Now, if you're watching this on a phone or a small screen device, it may be a little hard to read. But it is 8:09 as I speak to you. And I do put the seconds in our display so that you have a sense of
Who dead, RNAV departure.
how far behind we are from real time. Because there is a delay, a digital delay when you're
335, clear takeoff.
when we're streaming. Usually about 30 seconds or so. This is Alaska Airlines flight 335. It's going to Portland. It is a Boeing Max 9. Firmo Marquez says, good morning, Walt. I'll be arriving at DFW on August 10th. Hope to see you. In the meantime, watch out for the heat and be safe. Greetings from Curacao. Cool. Well, I hope you have safe travels. They have direct flights from Curacao to here? I'm not sure. I don't remember ever seeing one, but it's entirely possible. And it's entirely possible that you might have to change planes in Miami or Atlanta or something like that. Well, that Frontier plane isn't getting any closer to Denver right now. Keep an eye on that. We actually do have a plane arriving. In fact, a couple American Eagle flights. First of which will be American Eagle 3296 from Chihuahua in Mexico. That's going to be a CRJ 701ER, followed by American Eagle Flight 3807 from Bismarck in the Dakotas, and it'll be a Embraer 175. So, 2 planes coming in for you on Runway DFW. So plane spotting thing is so funny because it's got all these ups and downs. There's sometimes when you just can't keep up with all the planes coming in and going out, and other times when you're just waiting for stuff to happen. But because we have quad camera technology, we can bring you a variety of interesting views from around the airport from our viewpoint here at Founders Plaza. And we'll be here for the next 45 minutes or so. We do expect to have the daily Japan Airlines flight from Haneda Airport coming in this hour. Do I see it yet? Don't see it yet. You know, we will be seeing in 25 minutes Global X, which is flying on behalf of, I believe it's called Red Air, from Lincoln, Nebraska. It's a relatively new airline. It's not, I think it's called a public charter airline. So they operate on a scheduled basis, but it's a charter flight, and Red X, or Red, what is it called? It's got the name Red in it. It's, their flights are operated by Global X, which is I think they call it a wet charter. So Global X staffs the planes, and the other company sells the tickets. Anyway, it should be here in about 25 minutes or so. Saw it a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and they've just launched this service from Lincoln. Their hub is in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they fly to a number of different cities, not all daily. And it's providing some service that just couldn't be had out of Lincoln, Nebraska. So if you're jonesing to go to Lincoln, Nebraska, that airline, which I can't remember the name of it. Thanks, Walt. Is available to you. Carol Rogers, Texas Mamazichin. Awesome sight to watch. I used to watch military planes in 70s, 80s, and 90s at Carswell Air Force Base. Miss it too. Well, Carswell's still there. It's not Carswell Air Force Base anymore. It's Carswell Joint something or other. It's in league with other branches of the service. It's still there, still military. So I think this Frontier plane is now fallen off the radar. I don't imagine its passengers are very happy at this point. Just speculating. Here comes American Flight 1034 from Guadalajara in Mexico, 737-800. The next arrival will come on down on runway DFW. Well, our incoming flights are starting to pick up. We'll have American Flight 883 from Querétaro in Mexico, another 737-800. We'll be here in just about a minute or so.
Okay, we'll stay with you across 18 left and ramp 1034. Thank you.
Just a little bit of a reminder that you're watching Runway DFW live and in color from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. We come to you from Founders Plaza, the official airport location for plane spotters. And we're here 2-3 times a week to bring you all the action. So thanks for watching Runway DFW. Here comes that flight from Querétaro. Some of you may recognize that as our test pattern music. Repurposed here to serve as a station identification. I'm going to swing around real fast because I can't do it any other way to bring you this 767 coming in. It's another FedEx 767 coming in on the east side.
Whiskey Lima, clear to cross, only 1 in left, ground point 85, American 883.
Yes, it's still back there somewhere. What? Frontier? That plane is coming in from Fort Lauderdale, that 767 FedEx. Cargo plane. What we got here? American Eagle 4936 from Aguas Calientes in Mexico. A CRJ 701 ER. Bienvenidos a todos.
Yeah, we'll have to go back to the gate.
More action from south of the border is next as we welcome American Flight 1066 from Mexico City, the capital.
Okay, right on 18 left for now, passenger flight 9221. Yeah, it's 4936. Traffic will be passing down the runway. And the Whiskey Lima cross runway 18 left, and contact 945.
Look at this, that Frontier flight to Denver that we've been watching so intently. It's on the move. I thought it might have been taking off there. Just continue south on the runway, you just make the left turn at Alpha, and then once you get on top of that Alpha bridge, contact ground 26 left to have traffic ahead crossing that Whiskey. I don't believe they have achieved escape velocity there. I believe there may be some issues on that aircraft. Because if they're off to Denver, they're not off to a very good start.
Airport 9221, let me know what spot ramp gives you.
So once again, that's Frontier Flight 9921 to Denver. It
Good morning, Alpha 3914, visual 1 right.
I'm looking at 14 DFW Tower, when it right, clear to land, when I'm clear up on the
20 right, clear to land, all the way 3914.
It quote-unquote departed an hour and 10 minutes ago on that A321. And, yeah. Need the sad trombones for this one. You know, like on The Price is Right when you lose a game. So it looks like this plane is going back to its origin terminal. Which would be Terminal C. No, Terminal E. And that means it's got to cross over the bridge to the east side of the airport. I'm sure many passengers unhappy. Has that ever happened to you? Been on a plane where you got on it, got ready to take off, and had to go back to the terminal?
Cross 20 left, whiskey, around 85, left.
Mark Pell says the next budget airline onboard fistfight will probably be on that waiting frontier they've been holding short of 18 left for about an hour. Yeah, that was... I feel for those passengers. Not a fun ride so far for them. Well, there had been a...
Runway 18 left, shorten.
I believe we were speculating a little earlier that I saw a UPS 757 light up on the radar, and but there's been no activity, and it is no longer lit up on the radar. So. They are, however, see that big 747 there in the background? They are loading cargo in there now for its next mission. Karen Monson says, sorry passengers for the delay. Get out your phones and we'll entertain you in the meantime, I guess. I don't know. Raina Taylor said, I got a notification from a Delta flight saying that its passengers and flight attendants got sick while they were waiting to take off from Las Vegas in 114 degrees. Yeah, I read that too. Fuzzwork says, got sent back to the terminal at Montreal once after lining up because of a technical issue when they ran up the engines.
RNAV Layer 18 left, short clear takeoff on Y5774.
And as much as, you know, it's not fun when that happens to you or someone you know. You know, you have to know that the reason that they didn't take off was because something was wrong. So, better they should make that determination prior to climbing into the sky than afterwards. Won't you think? So again, I think we should look forward to, at some point in this hour, in the next 30 minutes, a Japan Airlines flight from Haneda Airport. And that Global X flight operating as a public charter. In the interim, it's American Airlines. Back to American Airlines.
Reckon 550 on that Valerian, runway 18 left short, clear takeoff. On that Valerian, clear for takeoff, 18 left, back to 520. That was 4844, you talking Echo or Bravo coming? That was 4844, that's the Echo Alpha, moving short, runway 18 left. Echo Alpha, 4844. American 1729, Pacific Tower, runway 18 left shore, line of forward.
It's American Flight 2379 is off to
American 2379.
the city adjacent to the base, San Francisco. There goes American Flight 633, an Airbus A321neo. This one's going to Phoenix.
American 2335, runway 18 right, clear to land. One direct. Dallas 4844 at Alpha, cross runway 18 left, contact ground point 65 on top of the Alpha bridge. American 550, contact approaching.
Contact departure 520.
American Airlines Flight 941 is about to join us from Monterrey, Mexico. As we point out, the home of Topo Chico sparkling water, the unofficial drink of Runway DFW.
American 1729 on that 2 lane, runway 18 left, short, clear for takeoff.
Alright, Blair, let's take off 18 left,
American 2720 DFW, runway 18 left, short, line 3.
Line up away, 18 left, short, American 2720.
And there you saw the automated acknowledgement of a super chat from channel member Jeffrey Boone, who says, for your tip jar, Walt, nice stream again as usual. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for that $10 contribution to our effort.
United States employer. Hours for the girl will not be protected.
Understand, that 2004.
American I-41, Whiskey Lima, hold short, runway 18 left.
Whiskey Lima short, 20 left, American 941.
American 2720, RNAV for Laren, runway 18 left, short, clear takeoff.
RNAV Laren, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 2720.
American 2610, DFW Tower, runway 18 left, short, line 3.
Item away, 18 left, short, American 2610.
You're about to see go through the screen there, American Flight 2720. It's going to Tucson, Arizona on that Airbus A321.
American 2720 switch.
What do you say we greet a United Airbus A319 coming in from Denver? I'm all for that. It's going to be flight 2004 from Ohio City. Moderator and channel member Bill Platz is finally eating breakfast this morning. 2 homemade egg salad sandwiches and a Diet Pepsi. The breakfast of champions.
Blair, 18 left, short, clear for takeoff, American.
Henry Moore says, good day, Runway DFW from Brisbane, Australia, 11:36 p.m. I think we had a fellow Brisbanean earlier in the stream. Is that what people from Brisbane are called? Brisbaneans? Probably not. I always wonder about things like that. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and we were Brooklynites. I lived in Dallas, Dallasite. I think people from Fort Worth are called Fort Worthians. I may be wrong about that. Of course, folks from London are called Londoners. I don't know about Sydney. What would a Sydney resident be called?
American 2610, have a great day.
We're getting close to that Global X plane.
2004 at Gulf 8, cross runway 18 left, make the right turn on Foxtrot, Alpha Bridge, contact ground point 65 on top.
Okay, Gulf 8 cleared to cross, 18 left, Foxtrot, Alpha Bridge, we'll give them a call, United 2004.
Global X plane is going to be an Airbus A320-200. And it's about 3 minutes away. There's 2 planes ahead of it. And I'm still looking for the flight from Tokyo. There it is. Japan Airlines Flight 12 is 12 minutes away, so it'll be probably our last plane of the morning, as we say sayonara. Henry Moore says, Runway DFW in Brisbane, it's Bris Vegas. What? Chuck Cholsman chimes in for Sydney's residents are called Sidlings? Is that right?
Hello, Tower Gemini 1001, visual 18 right, parking left.
Am I being scammed by my own viewers? Here's an American Eagle flight coming in from Durango.
Left short and line of land on board 3588.
Tower, hello, Gemini 1001, visual 18 right. Gemini 1001, DFW runway 18 right, clear to land. 18 right, clear to land, Gemini 1001.
Next to arrive, American Flight 2788 from Colorado Springs. This will be a 737-800, and that will be followed by the Global X plane. I thought you were kidding, Chuck. That was a good guess.
Left short, line point, 2128. 2195, DFW Tower, runway 18 right, clear to land.
See, what other city resident names are there? San Franciscan? Los Angelino?
Runway 18 left short, clear to takeoff. And after Blair, runway 18 left short, clear to takeoff, 2128.
All right, let's set up now for this plane coming in from Lincoln, Nebraska. This is again is Global X, flying on behalf of a public charter airline called Red something. Anybody in the chat room remember what that name of that airline is?
Envoy 3466, 28 left short, line up and wait.
18 left, line up and wait, Envoy 3466.
2788, hold short of Envoy 18 left, Whiskey Lima, what's on the departure?
Hold short of 1 left, Whiskey Lima, excuse me, I'm on American 27. Bravo, gentlemen,
I'm curious to know how this airline that operates out of Lincoln, Nebraska is doing.
Hard at B Park, 18 left, place to take off on my 3466.
One eight left short, line of wait, American 1174.
2128, contact departure. Good day.
We were here a couple of weeks ago when this plane, when this airline first had its first arrival here. And the airline that I was thinking of is called Red Way. R-E-D-W-A-Y. Just looked it up. So it's Red Way Airlines, a public charter airline operating flights from Lincoln, Nebraska to various locations using planes provided by Global X. So there you go. Yonder I see a flight from Salt Lake City, Utah. It's American Airlines flight 2195. Gavin says, interesting airline. Joshua Leclerc says, good morning, Walt. I say good morning back to you. Our friend Jay Planespotter and channel member, or Jay Painespotter, I should say. People from Paris, Texas, called Parisians. That is a very good question. Paris, Texas has a replica of the Eiffel Tower. I don't believe it is a full-scale replica, but it is a replica of the Eiffel Tower sitting there in Paris, Texas. They also have a pretty big operation, manufacturing operation for Campbell's Soup, a popular American canned food company. There are just a couple of the planes lined up over there for takeoff. Two American Eagle flights and one American Airlines flight. And here comes American Flight 537 from El Paso, Texas. The ABX Air flight that came in from Cincinnati earlier, cargo flight, now appears on the radar to 767. Don't know if we'll get to see that one go out. We should be very close to the Japan Airlines flight from Tokyo. It's just a couple minutes away as we welcome Ray Harrison to the Runway DFW subscriber family. James Tokini says, plane from Tokyo flying over my head now. So you're not too far from us there, James, just in the Denton, Texas vicinity.
American 2792 DFW down, runway 18 right, clear to land, hold short, taxiway, Bravo, cross set.
Cue the sci-fi music as we have American Eagle Flight 3271 arriving from Roswell, New Mexico.
Roger, monitor ground point 85, I'll let them know you're on tower.
Operated by SkyWest.
American 2792 approaching Eddie.
Okay. Next to come in for a landing is American Airlines Flight 1038 from Wichita, Kansas, an Airbus A319. As we wind down the final few minutes of coverage from today's episode of Runway DFW, and I haven't yet determined whether we'll be on the air tomorrow or not. We usually try to do a Saturday show, and the wind, the last I checked, the wind is going to be switching around from what we have now, which is north flow, or south flow, to north flow, which means that broadcasting from here at Founders Plaza is not quite as advantageous. So I'm still figuring that out. And Jay Painspotter has favored us with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jay. I'll read that in just a moment. Looks like we have one more flight coming in ahead of the Japan Airlines plane. It's going to be American 2792 from San Antonio. Another Airbus A319. So this aircraft will be followed by the Japan Airlines 777 from Haneda Airport in Tokyo, which will be, I believe that'll be our final plane of the morning. Always have to save time before we go to thank all the multitudes of people who make our broadcast possible. So we'll have the Members Hall of Fame, which was produced last night. So any new members today, I'm not slighting you, but you will not appear on today's list. You will on the list the next time. Because I got to produce that. All right, now next For your entertainment is Japan Airlines Flight 12 from Haneda Airport in Tokyo. This is the finale of a 11-hour and 5-minute flight. Bigfoot, says Chuck Tolsma. Well, and so with that, let's see what we got here.
Stay tuned for The Price is Right, which follows at most of the CBS stations.
We hope you liked it too late.
I hit the wrong button. Let me thank Runway DFW channel sponsor for our cameras and financial support. Thank you so much to you. I'd like to thank Airline Videos Live for the use of the Jackery batteries that power our broadcast. Thank you, Kevin. We would like to thank, as always, the Runway DFW Moderation Federation out in force this morning to help us with our broadcast and make it a special place for all of our viewers. And now we say thanks to our members. Big thanks to all of you all for being here with us today. We may be back tomorrow. Not sure. Perhaps very early on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. Get those alarms set if you haven't already. I hope you will like this broadcast. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe, because that means a lot to our YouTube overlords. We will be back soon. I want to thank all of you very much for hanging out with us today. It's Walt, Runway DFW. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. Bye.
Stay tuned for The Price is Right, which follows at most of these CBS stations.
We hope you liked it. Too late to change it now.
Overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.